The new Blizzard president calls out Diablo 4 for being trash. What a time to be alive.
In this video, we have a new Blizzard president who mentions Diablo 4. I died to the weirdest bug in a hardcore run that I have ever seen, and an announcement of an upcoming podcast and potentially Diablo 4 Season 3 saved. All that and more, let's get going. Some pretty interesting news about Blizzard and its future going forward has just been announced today. Now, if you remember in one of my previous videos on this channel, we ended up breaking down this. Blizzard layoffs, president leaves, and new game canceled, in which we discussed there were 1,900 employees under the Microsoft umbrella. Some of those did include Blizzard that ended up getting laid off during that week. They're not
nice. The more people get laid off from the current D4 team, the better I sleep at night. Because let's face it, who here honestly does not think that everyone working at Diablo 4 currently is an incompetent loser? Who honestly is going to defend these developers? Like, look at this. They decide to make a season with traps, which is obvious to everyone who even have a half of their brain that it's going to be a horrible idea. But no one at Blizzard knows that. Then the season launches, and you know what they do? They make the traps so useless they might as well not even be there in the first place. So effectively, Season 3 currently, to some degree, is a season without a season. Because the whole point of the season doesn't exist. It's so weak, it's so unfeelable, it's just... It's not even a season any longer. Like, Season 3 is the base game kinda-ish. Crazy.
Not the only company that was doing layoffs. Riot saw layoffs. Even Twitch saw layoffs. In fact, I myself, I lost my Twitch manager, to give you an idea, to the layoffs as well. And even some of my...
Bruh, if you have a Twitch manager, what's the point? If you have a YouTube manager, what's the point? I don't know what a Twitch manager tells you, but a YouTube manager essentially just tells you, tell people to give you more super chats, stream more, ask for donations more, and... essentially, they're just asking everything that gives YouTube a cut. That's it. That's a YouTube partner manager.
Sponsors were having layoffs also. So there was a significant amount within the last month or two of layoffs, and Blizzard was not unique in this scenario. But one of the people that is fairly notable, they ended up leaving during this time, although it was not clear whether or not this was a layoff or not. You know,
Mike Ybarra. I have heard this name. I never knew why he's important, but people called him one of the good guys. But who is the good guy at Blizzard when all the company is shit? Like, why do you think he's magically the good guy? I completely don't understand this.
How things go when you're a president or CEO. You voluntarily leave all of the time, regardless of if it's voluntary or not. Mike Ybarra ended up actually leaving, which he was the previous president, and he says he is, having already spent 20 years in Microsoft Blizzard with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard behind us, it's time for me once again to become Blizzard's biggest fan from the outside, which left a vacancy in the president position in Blizzard. Seems to be filled as of today. And what's interesting is Blizzard actually makes a statement here, and this is the president themselves, we'll get into who this is, saying that big Diablo 4 fan over here. So you do actually see a...
I mean, when was the last time anyone at the tippity-toppity of Blizzard wasn't a big fan of Diablo, wasn't a big fan of whatever the fuck current product is? Yeah, they all are fans of it, always, 100% of the time without exception. Because they lie. A good CEO is someone who knows how to lie.
Statement directly referencing Diablo 4. Okay, so you're probably wondering, who is this person, what is their history, and what does this mean going forward? So I
please let it be a hot woman, because at least that's hot.
did some basic digging. I'm going to break down it for you now. This is Johanna Ferries.
Yes!
It works for Activision prior.
Let's
now works
go!
for Blizzard, Harvard University graduate. As you go down here, you're going to...
That's not a bad, that's not a, bro, say what you will, I love mommies in business suits, it is what it is. Doesn't look bad, does not look bad. DM, keep talking, I will Google her. Well, actually, Johanna Faris. Okay, let's go.
Blizzard, Harvard University graduate. As you go down here, you're going to notice multiple awards actually for sports. And that is because prior to working for Activision, she worked
Good, she's tight. That's good.
for the
hell is this?
NFL for 12 years, which is quite interesting. So went from sports in the NFL to Call of Duty under the Activision side of things because she moved to the head of esports. So they kind of hired from the NFL to bring someone in to manage their esports side of things. And this is pulled here from a Game Informer article. Now, if we go here to a LA Business Journal article, you're going to see one of her focuses here was Faris led the formation and management of global city-based Call of Duty leagues, which included 12 professional teams in major cities across 4 countries. So effectively, they took somebody from the sports side of things to make leagues within the esports under Call of Duty. Sort of makes sense. And obviously, they feel this went well for them because then she moved on over to eventually working as the Call of Duty franchise manager. If we scroll back over here to the Game Informer side of things. So she went NFL to esports, you know.
Okay, boys. I have done enough research and I have created a conclusion. And that conclusion looks something around this. Okay? So, this is her, essentially. Now, I'm not going to say this is absolutely good, but at least it's hotter than some, you know, fat guy that we typically get. Except Bobby Kotick. He was an absolute G, and I loved him with all my heart. Rip Bobby. But he will be back. True legends never die. Oh, yeah. So, I would not say that she's the best looking. Let's be absolutely real. I can't even tell if she's white or black, honestly, at this point, which is kind of a red flag. I can't even tell. Maybe she's actually supposed to be partly Indian and not the American kind, but the you know, absolutely disgusting street food kind. I absolutely cannot tell what the hell is going on here, but she is reasonably hot. Not a 10 out of 10. But, you know, if we work on her a little bit, we could make her into a solid 7 out of 10. AKA, Blizzard is saved, boys. That's right. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you're gonna give me someone incompetent, I'm a simple man. At least make them be hot.
Helping out to figure out how the leagues go, and then moving from there to the overall franchise manager of Call of Duty, and then we see her move on over to the Blizzard president side of things now. Now, they made an announcement here. This is on the official Blizzard website, introducing Johann Faris as the new president of Blizzard Entertainment, and as we scroll down here, this...
I hope they force her to do squats to work on that behind. Hey, by the way, this is not just me being me in general. This is actually a legitimate thing I think about business. If you're a woman and you can't take advantage of your sex appeal, you are a failure in business, okay? All the most competent women I have seen in business, and again, I have seen a lot of competent people, have taken advantage of it. They have intentionally tried to look good. They have tried to use their charismas and charms to the utmost levels. Again, every single one that is good does this. Okay? If you're a woman who thinks you doesn't do that because of reasons, you're just an absolute objective failure in business. It is what it is. So I hope she starts doing squats or something.
This is the internal email that she has publicized as well for everyone to read. Now, I went ahead and read through this, and I'm just going to give you the TLDR, since this is a lot of corporate speak. This paragraph says it was an honor to join, and it's unfortunate the layoffs happened. This one is thanking the prior person for introducing her and basically saying she knows there's going to be a range of emotions and reactions to this. This paragraph's pretty interesting, and we are actually going to read this one because it says Activision, Blizzard, and King are decidedly different companies with distinct games, cultures, and communities. It is important to note the Call of Duty's way of waking up in the morning to deliver for players can often differ from the stunning games in Blizzard's realm, each with different gameplay experiences, communities that surround them, and requisite models of success. I've discussed this with Blizzard's leadership team, and I'm walking into the role with sensitivity to those dynamics and deep respect for Blizzard as we begin to explore taking our universes to even...
That is such a bad PR thing to say, Because the reality is, currently no one is looking at this situation and saying, oh man, I hope she doesn't change anything about Blizzard because it's so great. No, everyone's like, burn Blizzard down to the ground and slaughter to your heart's content, mommy. Bruh, it's not even close, okay? It is legitimately... If someone tells me, okay, we're gonna VIP everyone who works on Diablo 4, I would be, yeah, that's my CEO, baby, let's go. He represents what I'm thinking. Someone who says, oh, I'm gonna respect what Blizzard has been currently doing, aka becoming verse with every single passing day. Bruh, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear changes. I want to hear people being flayed.
In higher heights. Now, I guess there's multiple ways you could take this. The cynical side of it is you could take it as she's saying that, well, Call of Duty's way of...
I want her to tell me that the guy that currently is leading the development for Diablo 4 is never even going to be considered to be let back in this industry.
Printing money is different than Blizzard's way of printing money, and saddle up, boys, because we're going to teach you how to actually make some cash. That is one such cynical way. It could also be the exact opposite of that, which is, hey, we understand Blizzard started as making games for gamers, and we are going to be aware of that dynamic and try to get us back to our core roots of that while taking things to higher heights. Really depends upon if you're a optimist or a pessimist on this one. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but definitely there is an addressing here of the fact that Blizzard games are basically developed different than Activision games, or at least so this statement reads to me. Maybe it reads differently to you. The next one here is basically saying your games are awesome, I'm optimistic, we're not going to do anything that's disrespectful to your games, etc. Some lines here about meeting all of the employees and getting feedback, and then we have some lines about personal life here, just what she enjoys doing.
I hope she looks from atop at the disgusting plebs that are currently working at Blizzard and thinks how she doesn't want to be how she doesn't want to breathe the same oxygen as them.
Family, you know, introduction, trying to get a personal touch into the message here. And then the last line, I remain inspired by Blizzard's iconic legacy, which I think is actually a good point here because it kind of brings it back to some of the OG-ness of Blizzard. It does actually have an iconic legacy, so it's cool to see it mentioned here, and it's not just like, saddle up, partner, let's...
Bro, Blizzard's legacy at this point is, hey, Blizzard was once really good, and people were looking forward to their games, and now it's like anything Blizzard touches that just crumbles into trash.
Get to the milking of the cash, and the transformative role gaming has played in my life and the lives of others. Cannot wait to get going, to listen, to learn, to empower, to collaborate with all of you on Bold and Bright Future together today.
I don't think she has even played a single game in her life. Maybe Candy Crush, who knows, right?
Together we may any legendary days ahead. So basically a lot of corporate speak here. There's only one really major paragraph in here for me that is fairly interesting, which is the one where she basically mentions Activision and Call of Duty is different than Blizzard games. That's the only one in here that's not just like pretty standard. Nothing to be upset about here. Real standard introduction. Cool to see a shout out for Diablo 4 in here. So don't know what that means for the franchise. I'm going to assume barely anything, I'll be honest. She's a fan of the game. That's cool. Thumb up. Overall,
I think that's in there because Diablo 4 is currently at the worst it has ever been. And Diablo 4 is like noticeably the worst part about Blizzard that constantly just fails and fails and fails again.
I don't think there's a lot to like freak out about. There's nothing super positive to be super excited about either. It's just a change of CEO. What really matters is the people actually in the trenches developing the games, and the layoffs didn't really affect them too much, though I did hear they lost some artists, which is a bummer.
Oh no, artists, my least favorite crowd.
Considering the fact that, in my opinion, the artists are some of the best people on the team. But speaking about Diablo 4's state of the game and its future, it seems like ever since the patch, people are actually quite liking the new season, and even the, since you know, companion here is 1v1 and killing Durio. So I haven't played the new patch.
Wait, this companion now is killing Durio? Well, that was that was faster than I thought, because again, I called this season perfectly currently. It's so easy to predict because it's not hard to see the writing on the wall, okay? When you're literally staring at the wall. But yeah, as I said, hey, And it's only a matter of time until they overbuff that companion that it can solo everything in the game.
Patch or anything yet. I might take a peek at it, but I'm curious for the people that are playing. Does it legitimately feel a lot better for you? Because I'm seeing significant fun feedback. People are saying that it's definitely a lot better than it was. And I'm curious, can one patch actually make that much of a difference? Should I log in and test it, or am I getting baited here? So leave a comment. Let me know exactly what you think about that.
It is what... Wait, the video is not over. Oh, he has some kind of IRL stuff here.
Etc. We're going to have a faux cut of...
Did he drive a thingamajig in the snow? Bruh, I don't even drive these when it's not called a... Wait, why does it have 4 wheels? Huh? What is this black magic? I guess anyway, we're gonna find out later on. This was everyone's favorite boy, the Skittleizer, okay? DM Dark Microtransactions TV, what a time to be alive. Oh yeah, new Dommy Mommy coming to Blizzard, absolutely nice. Anyway, 10 out of 10. This was Quizzer Said, thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.